Yeah, watching everything. I'm sure your kids loved it too. Time to run the no huddle. Talking quarterbacks on the move. My guy Gardner Minshew headed to Philadelphia. Eagles traded a conditional 6th-round pick to Jacksonville for Gardner after Gardner, was on the losing end of that quarterback battle in Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence. I'm sure nobody saw that coming. All right, Nick, what'd you make of the Eagles acquiring Gardner Minshew?
All right, this is the rare hate this for both teams trade. Hate it for Jacksonville, because how the hell is the best you could do for Gardner Minshew, who's got like 37 touchdowns, 11 picks in his career, a conditional 6th? Bad job by them. Then you might be like, well, then, Nick, you love the value for the Eagles. Yeah, Gardner's worth way more than a 6th-round pick. But what are you doing, Philadelphia? Let's just go through the timeline here. You have Carson Wentz. You are so, ambivalent on Wentz. You spend a 2nd-round pick on Jalen Hurts. You then say, we'll eat the $34 million of Wentz's money because we're giving the job to Jalen Hurts. Okay, listen, Jalen hasn't proven it yet, but you want to go all in on him. You're getting rid of Wentz, who, was your franchise guy. Fine. You have a backup in Flacco. You had a 3rd-stringer in Nick Mullins, who he was terrible this preseason, but was probably the most accomplished 3rd-stringer in football. And now you're bringing in Gardner, what, to compete with Jalen? This makes no sense whatsoever. For the Colts, it would have made sense. Carson is hurt. Now, Carson doesn't like quarterback competition. For the Cowboys, it would make sense. They don't have a backup quarterback.
Yep.
A lot of teams, it would make sense to trade for Gardner Minshew. But to me, it feels like you're undercutting the Jalen Hurts era before it even begins. Gardner's a fan favorite. He might be better than Jalen. It is perplexing to me, Broussard, that the Eagles are doing this right now as opposed to putting all their efforts into seeing what Jalen Hurts can be.
Well, the scuttlebutt out there, Nick, is that maybe, just maybe, Philadelphia brought in Gardner Minshew as insurance if they go ahead and try to trade for Deshaun Watson, and then he can't play or something like that. So if that's the case, obviously you understand it. If Hurts would be in the trade to go to Houston and you don't get Watson because of his legal issues, now you can play Minshew. But if that doesn't happen, I'm not mad at this. This is not them drafting Jalen Hurts when they already had Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz had proven not only that he could be a starter in this league, but he could play at an MVP level. All right, Hurts hasn't proven anything. Hurts is 1-3 as a starter. Hurts, as bad as Wentz was last year, you could argue he played better than Jalen Hurts did. Hurts only completed 52% of his passes. And I like Hurts. I see a lot of Dak Prescott in him. I see the intangibles. I see the leadership. I see the winning attitude. I think his players rally around him. So I love all that. He can make plays with his legs. But can he throw the football well enough? He won't shrink from the competition. We saw that at Alabama. He came out shining after Tua took his job. So he'll be fine. And if he can't beat out Minshew in the long run, then guess what? He wasn't your guy. If he does beat him out, then he's better for it. So I think it's fine.
Yeah, but if you're looking for here's what I do. Much like Cher and Kanye and Madonna and Oprah, the guy goes by one name. That's how popular he is. I'm so excited. Kevin Wildes.
Well, I'm excited too. All I've heard is that he's funny, he's brilliant, his name starts with a B, and he loves the Clippers. So, Nick, I'm thinking Billy Crystal, buddy. Billy Crystal, welcome to the show. What a huge Hollywood star.
Yes.
Here's what I'll say about the man Jenna's about to introduce. I think America already knows he is, and it pains me to say this, the best basketball analyst in America. It pains me because one day maybe that'll be me, but currently it's him. What America, unless they listen to his brilliant radio show in the evenings on Fox Sports Radio, what they don't know is his favorite sport might actually be football. I've sat with him 10 feet from where I'm sitting right now, many a Sunday, and watched football. And he's as often wrong about the NFL as he is about the NBA. Jenna, tell America who this person is.
Let us not wait a second longer. I'm a terrible waiter. Ladies and gentlemen, our new co-host here on First Things First, Chris Broussard. Broussard.
What is up?
Welcome,
Thank you.
buddy.
My goodness.
I will never call you.
What
Great to
an
have you. What an
introduction.
intro.
Thank
Yes.
you for that huge introduction. You know, I love all you guys. I'm so excited. I love everyone on this show, even Nick. And Nick, you wore a tie in honor of me. This is only the second time
Yeah,
I've ever
big day.
seen you with a tie on the show. I love it. Thank you.
I'm gonna listen, and I'm gonna make a deal before we get started. I'm gonna wear a tie every day until you defeat me in a debate. So Wilds, it's gonna be ties for life for your old buddy Nick Wright, it looks like. But as
That
soon as it
being
happens,
said-
we'll go back to no ties, Jenna.
Then we should start Jordan versus LeBron and just dive right into the biggest debate you guys have ever had. We will not do that. Instead,
No tie tomorrow
we
for
will
Nick,
kick off this Monday morning. There you go. In the NFL, they wrapped up the preseason last night, meaning, guys, Broussard, we are on to the big games, but not before a little analysis of what we saw last night. All right, here we go. Giants, Patriots, all New England eyes focused on the quarterbacks. Cam Newton started for the third straight game, played just 2 series, 2 for 5, 10 yards and a pick. He played with the starters. Then Matt came on. He played with the backups. 1 touchdown, but he led 3 touchdown drives total. Mac making one final push for QB1. Take a listen.
Do you think you've played well enough to be the starter?
What'd you say?
Do you think you've played well enough to be the starter?
I mean, I've gotten a lot of opportunities to play, and I can improve on everything that I want to improve on. So I think just learning from Hoyer, Cam, Jarrett, anybody I can, and just listening to Josh and his coaching. There's a lot of work to do, but I think I've made progress. But honestly, it's just the only thing that matters is today. And then tomorrow, I'll focus on tomorrow. But I think the past is the past, and we're kind of moving on to the new season here.
Have you made a decision on who will start at quarterback in the regular season opener?
Yeah, no, we still have a lot of decisions to make.
What are you hoping to see in the next couple weeks of practice, Bill, before that first game from the quarterback position to help you make that decision whenever the time comes?
Yeah, well, we'll be focused on preparing for Miami, so that's what we'll do.
We should mention the reason you did not hear from Cam last night. Cam was not made available to the media. But Broussard, let's start with you. Which quarterback deserves to be the Patriots' Week 1 starter, Cam Newton or Mac Jones?
All right, I look at this quarterback competition like a heavyweight championship fight, which means that the opponent has got to win, or the challenger has to win decisively to get the decision. If it's close, if it's a tie, even if the challenger may have a slight advantage, you still go with the incumbent champion because he has to get beat decisively. And in this race, it's been very tight. You saw the numbers. We could make an argument that Mac Jones has actually outplayed Cam in the preseason. But remember, of course, he's played more than twice as many possessions as Cam has. He's played against lesser competition than Cam has. So with that said, right now, if I'm the Patriots, I'm starting Cam Newton. All right, and there are a number of reasons why I say this. One is that Cam looks like in the preseason, what you read about in training camp, like he's been better, like he's got a better grasp of the offense. He's throwing the ball better. He looks better in the few little preseason series that we've seen.